We are working with exponents that are 0 or exponents that are negative. In the previous examples, we learned how to write an expression using a positive exponent. So they gave us an expression that had a negative exponent. We learned that we had to flip it and change the sign, and then we could have a positive exponent in our expression. We're going to do a very similar thing now with these examples. It still involves flipping it, and it still involves changing the sign. However, we're starting with positive exponents this time. So I have 1 over 5 to the second power. This is example 3 on page 44. And now they're saying they want me to write this using a negative exponent. Well, does anybody have any idea what we're going to do? Anyone want to tell your neighbor, discuss what's your best idea for how we're going to rewrite this using a negative exponent? Okay, Dantis. Dantis, you had a discussion. What do you think we should do? All right, Dantis says flip it. So let's start off with doing that. So I'm going to flip it. So 5 to the squared will be up here. 1 will be here. And then you said take the 1 away. Okay? So that'll be 5 squared. We're very close. We're missing one little tiny thing, Javon. You got to make it negative. After we flip it, we make the exponent negative. So if we write the negative sign in there and the negative sign in here, that would be your answer. Okay? So we flip it, change the sign. Let's do another example. Solve this one for me, or simplify would be the better way to say it. Who can simplify this one? I'm going to call on the person that looks like they're trying the least. So you better look like you're trying hard. Tate's not trying. Tate, what are we going to do? I want to rewrite this using negative exponents.
Yes. You got to flip the F onto the top.
Very good. Flip the F onto the top, kind of like this.
Yes.
And then what?
Put a negative sign on the side.
Put a negative on the exponent, and I can rewrite that since I don't need the 1. Yeah. F to the negative 5th power. How many of you got F to the negative 5th power? Excellent job. Okay? So it's kind of the opposite of what we just learned to do in examples 1 and 2. All right, one more try here. Well, let's look at example 4. Example 4 is different because in example 4, we don't even have an exponent. So we're doing a problem using laws of exponents, and I don't even have an exponent. So my first step now is to rewrite something so I do have an exponent. How can I rewrite 36 using an exponent? Well, let me ask you this. What's another way that I can write 36? 6 times 6? Everybody agree with that? What's another way I can write 6 times 6? Very good, Barnes. 6 to the 2nd power. So now I've done one simple step, which was rewrite 36 using an exponent. Now what do I do when I want this to have a negative exponent? Charlene? I'm going to flip it or use the multiplicative inverse. I'm going to have 6 over 2 over 1. And when I flip it, what do I have to do to the exponent, Sashaya? Put a negative sign. Good job, Sashaya. And then if I want to rewrite that, I don't have to keep the 1. I have 6 to the negative 2nd power. So remember, this is the exact same as problem 3 with one added step. I have to find 36. Find a way to rewrite 36 using an exponent. One more example, and then I'll let you guys get started. All right, do this one for me with your neighbors. We've got 1/9. I want to rewrite this using a negative exponent. Okay, let's go with tack it. Everybody listen? Tack it. Give me your best guess. Both. Very good. All right, for those of you watching this video that couldn't hear Tackett's explanation, it was perfect. She said that we can rewrite 9 as 3 times 3. We can rewrite 3 times 3 as 3 squared. Once we have our exponent, then we can flip it and change the sign, and so we end up with 3 to the negative second power as our answer. Excellent job, Tackett. Okay, let's try the next set of got it's. E, F, G, and H.